Welcome to the channel, folks. Today we're gonna dive into some seriously weird stuff. The kind of stuff that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about reality. Buckle up, because we're about to explore the simulation theory. We're talking about the possibility that our entire existence, everything we see, feel, and experience might just be a highly advanced computer program. I know, sounds crazy, right? But hold on, because when we break down the evidence, things start to get really interesting. Are we living in a simulation? We're going to explore 10 scary clues that suggest we might be. Get ready to have your mind blown. We've all had that feeling, right? That eerie sense of familiarity, like you've lived through a moment before, even though you know you haven't. That's déjà vu, and it's one of the most common yet unexplainable phenomena we experience. Now think about it in the context of the simulation. What if déjà vu is a glitch in the matrix? Like a programming error, a hiccup in the code that's creating our simulated reality. Maybe it's a sign that our simulated world is reloading and we're getting a glimpse of the previous version. Think about how you'd experience a glitch in a video game. Sometimes the graphics might stutter, the sound might loop, or you might even see a character teleport for a split second. What if our brains, wired to experience reality in a certain way, interpret these simulation glitches as déjà vu? It's a chilling thought, right? But it makes you wonder if these seemingly insignificant moments we brush off as just déjà vu are actually cracks in the facade of our perceived reality. It's like the simulation is trying to tell us something, leaving us with a sense of unease, a feeling that something's not quite right. And let's be honest, who hasn't felt that way at some point? It's like that nagging feeling you get when you think you've left the stove on, but amplified to a cosmic level. Okay, this one's a real head-scratcher. The Mandela effect, named after the South African leader Nelson Mandela, refers to a collective false memory, where a large group of people share a memory of something that didn't actually happen. For example, do you remember the Berenstain Bears or the Berenstein Bears? A significant portion of the population swears it was spelled Berenstein, but the official spelling has always been Berenstain. And it's not just this. There are countless other examples, from famous movie quotes to historical events that people remember differently. So, how is this possible? Is it just faulty memory, or is there something more profound at play? Here's where the simulation theory gets really interesting. What if these collective false memories are actually glimpses into parallel universes, alternate realities running alongside our own? Imagine for a second that our consciousness, our very being, can shift between these different simulations, different versions of reality. The Mandela effect could be a residual memory from one of these alternate simulations, a bleed-through from a reality where the Berenstain Bears were real. It's like flipping through TV channels, each channel representing a different simulation. You catch a glimpse of one show, then switch to another. And when you go back, you're not sure if you actually saw what you thought you saw. Let's talk about aliens, man. Not the little grey dudes in flying saucers, but the possibility of intelligent life existing out there in the vast expanse of the cosmos. The universe is unimaginably huge, right? Billions of stars, countless galaxies, and the potential for life to exist on other planets is pretty high, wouldn't you say? So why haven't we encountered any advanced extraterrestrial civilizations yet? That's the Fermi paradox, and it's a question that has puzzled scientists and philosophers for decades. Now here's where the simulation theory comes in. What if we haven't found aliens because they're not part of our simulation? Think about it. If our reality is a computer program, it wouldn't need to simulate the entirety of the universe, just the parts that we can observe. It's like a video game, right? That the game world only exists around the player. There's no need to render the entire map in detail, just the areas where the player can actually go. So maybe we're alone in our little simulated bubble, and the vastness of space beyond our simulated reality is just code, waiting to be activated. Or maybe, just maybe, the creators of our simulation are keeping us isolated from other intelligent life for a reason. Have you seen the latest in virtual reality technology? I'm talking about the really immersive stuff that makes you feel like you're actually inside the game. It's insane, right? But here's the thing. The lines between virtual reality and actual reality are getting increasingly blurry. As technology advances, these simulations are becoming more realistic, more immersive, and harder to distinguish from the real world. Now imagine a future where virtual reality is so advanced, so indistinguishable from reality that we can't even tell the difference. What if we're already at that point and the reality we perceive as real is just a super advanced simulation? Think about the jump from Pong to the latest VR games. It's insane, right? Now imagine that kind of technological leap extrapolated hundreds, thousands, maybe even millions of years into the future. At some point, those simulations would become so real, so convincing, that they would be indistinguishable from actual reality. And if that's possible, how could we be sure that our current reality isn't just a very, very convincing simulation? Nature is full of patterns, right? From the spiral of a seashell to the intricate branching of a tree, there's this underlying order, this mathematical precision that governs the natural world. Scientists and mathematicians have been studying these patterns for centuries, and they've discovered that many natural phenomena can be described using mathematical equations. But here's the thing, what if these mathematical patterns are more than just descriptions of nature? What if they are actually the underlying code, the programming language of our simulated reality? Think about it. In a computer program, everything is based on code, on mathematical algorithms. What if the laws of physics, the fundamental constants of the universe, are all just lines of code, written by some advanced programmer in a reality beyond our own? It's like looking at the source code of a website. You might not understand all the technical details, but you can see the underlying structure, the code that makes it all work. So the next time you see a sunflower with its perfect spiral of seeds, or a snowflake with its intricate symmetrical design, remember, you might be looking at the fingerprints of the programmer. Okay, get ready for some serious mind-bending stuff, because we're about to dive into the quantum realm. Quantum mechanics is the study of the very, very small, the subatomic particles that make up everything in the universe. And let me tell you, things get really weird down there. One of the most bizarre aspects of quantum mechanics is the idea of superposition, where a particle can exist in multiple states at the same time. It's like a coin spinning in the air, being both heads and tails simultaneously until we observe it and it collapses into one state. And then there's entanglement, where two particles become linked, even if they're separated by vast distances. If you change the state of one particle, the other particle instantly changes its state as well, regardless of the distance between them. It's like they're communicating faster than the speed of light, which, according to Einstein, is impossible. So how does this tie into the simulation theory? Well, some physicists believe that these quantum quirks could be evidence that our reality is not as solid and continuous as we perceive it to be. Think about it. In a computer program, information is stored in bits, which can be either 0 or 1. But in the quantum world, particles can be in a superposition, existing as both 0 and 1 simultaneously. It's like the universe is running on a quantum computer, capable of processing information in ways that we can't even comprehend. And if that's the case, then the simulation theory starts to look less like science fiction and more like a plausible explanation for the strangeness of our existence. Let's talk about the future specifically. A future where technology has advanced to the point where we can create incredibly realistic simulations of the past. Imagine being able to step into a simulation of ancient Rome, experiencing the sights, sounds, and even smells of that era. Or imagine being able to interact with historical figures, to walk among dinosaurs, to witness firsthand the events that shaped our world. Now here's the kicker. What if we're already living in one of those ancestral simulations? What if some advanced civilization, maybe even our distant descendants, created this simulation to study their past, to learn about their history, or maybe even just for entertainment? It's like the movie The Truman Show, but on a cosmic scale. We could be living out our lives, completely unaware that we're part of a giant experiment observed and studied by beings from a more advanced reality. It's a mind-blowing thought, right? But if you think about it, it's not entirely implausible. If we continue down our current technological trajectory, it's only a matter of time before we develop the ability to create these kinds of simulations ourselves. And if we can do it, then who's to say that someone or something hasn't already done it? Artificial intelligence, man. It's one of the most exciting and terrifying advancements in technology today. We're talking about machines that can learn, solve problems, and even mimic human creativity. We've got AI writing music, creating art, and even beating world champions at complex games like Go and chess. It's incredible, but it's also a little unnerving, right? Now, imagine a future where AI has surpassed human intelligence, where machines have become so advanced that they're capable of creating their own simulations, their own virtual worlds. What if we're already living in one of those AI-created simulations? What if our reality is just a playground for some super-intelligent AI, a testing ground for their experiments? Think about it. AI could create a simulation like ours to study human behavior, to test different scenarios, or even just to entertain themselves. And we would be none the wiser going about our lives, completely oblivious to the fact that we're puppets in a cosmic puppet show. It's a chilling thought, but it's a distinct possibility. As AI continues to evolve at an exponential rate, we need to consider the implications of what happens when machines become smarter than their creators. Okay, this one's going to get a little weird, even for me. We're going to talk about cosmic rays, those high-energy particles that bombard Earth from outer space. Now, scientists believe that these cosmic rays come from exploding stars, black holes, and other high-energy events in the universe. But here's where things get interesting. Some theorists believe that cosmic rays could actually be messages from the creators of our simulation. Think about it. If you were running a simulation, wouldn't you want to send messages to your creations, to communicate with them in some way? And what better way to do that than through cosmic rays, these messengers from the cosmos that can penetrate almost anything? Now, I know what you're thinking, Joe, you're losing it, man. Cosmic rays are just particles, not messages, and you're right, for the most part they are. But what if those particles carry information encoded in their energy levels or their arrival times? It's like Morse code, but on a cosmic scale. We just need to figure out how to decode it. It's a long shot for sure, but it's an intriguing possibility. What if the answers to the universe's biggest mysteries are literally raining down on us from space, encoded in these subatomic particles? Let's get philosophical for a minute, man. The idea that we might be living in a simulation has captivated philosophers for centuries. One of the most compelling arguments for the simulation theory comes from Nick Bostrom, a philosopher at Oxford University. Bostrom argues that if it's possible to create highly realistic simulations, then it's likely that some advanced civilization has already done so. And if they've created many simulations, then the odds are that we're living in one of those simulations rather than in the original base reality. It's a probability game, right? If there's even a tiny chance that a civilization could reach a level of technological sophistication to create these simulations, and they create a lot of them, then statistically it's more likely that we're in one of the simulations rather than the base reality. Of course, there are counter-arguments as well. Some philosophers argue that the very concept of a simulation is incoherent, that it leads to an infinite regress of simulations within simulations. Others argue that even if we are living in a simulation, it doesn't really change anything. Our experiences are still real to us, our relationships still matter, and the meaning we find in life is no less valid. So, where do you stand? Do you think we're living in a simulation? It's a question that might never be definitively answered, but it's a question that forces us to confront the nature of reality itself. Well, folks, there you have it. 10 scary clues that suggests we might be living in a simulation. I know, it's a lot to process, but whether you believe it or not, you've got to admit it's a mind-blowing concept. It makes you question everything, doesn't it? What is real? What is consciousness? Who are we? Thanks for joining me on this wild ride through the simulation theory. If you dug this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and smash that bell icon so you don't miss out on more mind-bending content. And be sure to let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think we're living in a simulation? I'm dying to hear your thoughts. Until next time, keep questioning everything.